Morning, everybody. I'll do a quick video this morning. I know I've done a few lately. Just, you know how it goes. Sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you don't. That's what they say. Last night, I'll start with this. Last night, before I go to bed, I'm watching TV. I'm flicking around. Going by something. It wasn't the VH1 deal, you know. They've done 70s, 80s, 90s, right, type of deal. But this was about the 80s. Oh, they've done 70s, 80s. And I click it on there and I'm watching it. And the point I get in on is they're talking about the old news anchor guys. They show the clip of Walter Cronkite in 1981 signing off, for the last time. And they talk about how these people are so trusted and, yada, yada. And then came CNN and they gloss over the terrible record of all these news people. And all they do is polish that turd and talk about how it was an industry that was led by giants. And they talk about the women that came in and about old Barbara Wah. First of the day. I always try to wait and have my first one with you guys. Have my coffee. But yeah, just hilarious. Just hilarious. You sit there and watch those people knowing now. It's so easy now. Knowing everything in there, just so serious. Oh yeah, we were cutting edge, Ted Turner. I just figured, people need to, they want to watch the news, they want to see what happened now, not tomorrow. And that's just what it could feel like. And that was one of those deals. Like I say, knowing what we know now. You watch that. That was so scripted. Oh, Ted Turner. He had his little talking point deals, and he it's one of those deals where his arrogance was to the point where it's like he's already been guaranteed this is gonna work. He's just the head of it. He's just a figure piece. That arrogance was like, it don't make a damn. It's gonna be here forever. I don't care what y'all think. It was crazy. And of course, being from West Texas, the big first story, 24-hour story coverage was baby Jessica in the well, right down the road, about 30 miles from where I live. Right around our area. Nobody cared. Everybody's like, dude, what? And an old artesian well, crap. Well, that's crazy. Okay. No, we moved on. We weren't worried about it. But they plastered it 24/7, man. 24/7. Letting us know minute to minute updates. And so that was interesting. What was it called? I think it just said the 80s or our 80s. But being right in the middle of the 80s programming and remembering all those guys. I remember younger when it was Dan Rather, Walter Cronkite, and all those people. That's all you saw. I cannot remember, honestly, my parents sitting and watching one of those guys going, shh, Walter's coming up. Hang on, news is coming up. Didn't do that in my house. Just didn't do that. Most trusted man in America. Oh, speaking of the most trusted, how about we go to something for the least trusted? The least trusted. Now, in this clip of Build Back Better, he He pulls his same old racist deal about a black-owned business versus a white-owned business. What's the difference? The blacks can't afford lawyers. They can't afford logistics teams to help them. He's so racist. Watch this. You're gonna love it.
We're also going to use the federal government's purchasing power to unlock billions of dollars in new opportunities for devastated small businesses, including minority-owned small businesses to access government contracts. The goal I've set is 50% increase in the number of minority contracts going to minority firms by the year 2025. Because folks, what did we learn? We learned there's no difference between a black entrepreneur and a white entrepreneur in success. Except the black entrepreneur usually doesn't have a lawyer. It usually doesn't have someone who is going to be there, an accountant, to get it all set up. Their idea is as profound.
He's psychotic, man. He's crazy. Their idea. Their idea. They ain't got a lawyer. They ain't got accountants to help them. Hey, Fractal, what's up? Yeah, they can't. Nobody will help them. They can't get lawyers. They can't get accountants. Oh, he's so bad. He's so bad. Remember, he did that. He did that back during the campaign where he says, yeah, we got to help these minority businesses. The only reason white businesses do better is because they got lawyers. They got lawyers and accountants and stuff. Really? What do you think happens? Hey, what's up, Alan? Oh, Joe. You can always count on Joe. I'd say, I watched the deal yesterday about a true psychopath. And this right here, when I saw it, reminded me of what happened, what was going on with Ella and our little buddy Morgan. So check this out. Other people have psychos, messing with them too, man. Now watch this. Tell me if this reminds y'all of anybody.
And somebody claiming to be from God, lying about me every single day, and now harassing my family. So I'm glad this is the last time I'll ever mention your name. Glad this is the last video I'll ever do about you, because it's time to take a step back and solve the psychopath problem.
The one exposing the matrix, the only one. You won't see this anywhere else on any fucking channel because they're all fake, they're all frauds. YouTube is crawling with fucking ops and criminals and compromised PEDOs.
Now, what if I'm real? What if I'm not?
Does anybody recognize that? I'm using the voice still. Morgan did that. Now let's go to another. He puts clips up of this guy. And this guy is he's a psychopath. Let me find his next clip he puts up. He does a real good job about putting up the definition of a psychopath. And then throughout these videos, he shows each one
at the
of those.
video of the girl being thrown into the TV. So that is a fake morality on his part. He's pretending to have morals, but he clearly does not. Also, we know that he maced a 25-year-old with autism, correct? Now, you would think that he would make up some excuse rather than the one he did. His excuse is, well, the guy is really big and he's beat up women before.
You have nothing on me. That audio clip is years old, and that conversation is stolen without my consent. That conversation is a story that is 10 years old. That person I am talking about is a 6-foot-tall, 250-pound, full-grown man who has probably put 3 women in the hospital. You will not be able to build a case against me, as the story is 10 years old, and I no longer work in that field.
See how fake that is? It doesn't matter, Jake. You cannot brace a human being in mace. Think about this. There's 2 types of people in this world, really. Can you imagine ever going to a store? You're going to a store for the point.
Okay, see here, he's going through the 7 steps. of a psychopath. And so the guy he literally put out a video to cover each and every one of them. Each and every one.
Fate and should only be regarded with contempt.
None of them are this funny. None of them are this talented. Never in their life, never in a million years could they ever do.
Watch this, guys. This is true psychosis. Watch this. This is the dumbest shit I think I've ever seen. I don't know what he's trying to prove here, but he thinks he's proving it.
This. Never, just this. Watch me.
Sad little man sitting deep in a lie. He's dead in a...
So you get it. Jaron is playing this song over Sad Little Man, but he's just hitting those two strings. And what's he do? He starts screaming, "They couldn't do that. Nobody can do
but
that."
he'll keep you alive. Do what he says, not what he do. Cause the truth is for him and the lie is for you. Sad little man, but he's treated like a god as the faithless pray to a...
Okay, we'll move on. He brings the guitar out again later. Let's get to the next one. It's just hilarious.
All the other people are irrelevant. And then all they want to see is Jake the asshole sing 50s tunes. You know why? Because I can sing 50s rock and roll better than anyone alive right now, pretty much.
50s rock and
So
roll.
if I put my creative efforts into singing for old ladies, pay me $100 an hour.
Lack of contrition and self-serving victimhood. When caught in the
He was talking there about he goes to nursing homes and plays for the old people. And he's the best.
So,
50s
as I said,
rock and roll.
some things are more important than YouTube. One of those things is protecting your family from psychopaths, which is what I'm about to do.
Jake the asshole is a male to female transformer. Okay, so here's how we know Jake the asshole's not a female to male transformer. And funny. Chicks aren't funny. This kind of funny. So there's that. Oh, that's good enough. When was the last time you saw a chick be this funny in your life? I'm waiting. Oh, never. Ta-da! 100% proof I'm a man. I know what funny is because I am the definition of it. Grew up watching comedic geniuses like George Carlin.
Now catch this. Watch what he says. This guy is true psycho.
George, pass me the torch. George is like, right, asshole. Here's the torch. It's gonna get to watch the... I'm almost turning into Richie from Boston. God damn it. I'm gonna do a George Carlin fucking voice, and I end up turning into Richie from Boston. You're gonna need to get right with God. Ugh. So basically, I am the top comedic genius in the world. Proven it. The only...
He's the top comedic genius in the world, and he proved it.
And why I'm not as famous as Dave Chappelle is because I don't bend over and let the Jews have this sweet, awesome asshole. I don't let the Hollywood Jews come have this sweet, amazing asshole. That's why I'm not the most famous person they know.
So there you go, guys. Have you ever wondered who was the funniest person ever? There you go. It's him. That guy's freaking psychotic. Yeah, he's all of those. Who's the dude in the video? Yeah, I guess it's Jake Gibson. Hang on, I got to show you. Wait, the worst part of this, the hugest psychotic part of this is towards the end. I got to go back and show you this. This is crazy. Let me find it in here. Well, this one, his rants are pretty funny. They're worth listening to. Let's listen to this one, see what he's doing.
Darren, revenge feels so sweet. I feel it in my body. Eye for an eye. Revenge. I'm willing to die for what I'm saying right now. I'm showing everyone what it looks like to fight and die for what you believe in. Jacob Gibson is a man of God fighting for what I believe in. I'm looking the devil in their eye. I'm looking at this camera lens who spies on me every day. This phone who spies on me. All of you spying on me. Looking at you in the eye. You're a fucking devil. Every last one of you devil scumbags. I'm going to expose you. Kill me. Do whatever you want. Guess that would make me today's version of Christ if you do kill me. But I don't think you can kill me because the Creator put me here to tell the truth. I never sold my soul. I don't think you can do a thing about it.
And if you can imagine,
This guy's a psycho. Now let's go to probably one of the worst ones. Well, listen.
or he would claim that I cheated, or it would just be absolute nightmare. It would never work out. But let's listen to him.
Okay, they're talking about that Jake had challenged some cripple in a wheelchair to a fight, told him he'd knock him out. So Jaron challenged him to a fight. And here's what he says.
Describe why he would win in any cage match. It's pretty interesting.
When I challenge them to a fight for real, they fucking run. I did it. I challenged a government agent to a real fight with these real fists, and you know what happened? Fucking cowered and pussied out like no man I've ever seen. You've never in your life seen what happens when Jesus jumps into a man's body and destroys an actual demon in the flesh. If you saw it in person, you will know. You will know everything I've ever spoke of is totally real. Not just being an egotistical fucking asshole. I'm speaking the truth. Any one of these globe cucks who I challenged first stepped in a cage with me, disassemble their body in seconds. Because the power of God would be on my side, and we would be fighting real demons. And you see, Jesus is pretty pissed off at these demons. He's pretty pissed off. And a lot of people are letting these demons run wild. But not me. Not Jake the asshole.
And then I've got his community. Somebody said in my Telegram chat yesterday.
That's funny. Let's move on. He's got a couple more that are worth watching if you enjoy watching train wrecks. Which I don't mind at all watching train
Closet,
wrecks.
let alone the world.
Again, Dave Chappelle, the supposed most funniest guy in the world, he's an imposter. Not even really a guy. Who's the funniest guy in the world? Me. I don't have a Hollywood career because I didn't sell my soul. None of them are as funny as me or as talented as me. I've proven it here in this fucking stream. They can't even hold a tune. They can't do this. What?
He's not the best 50s singer in that elderly home, let alone the world. While claiming we wish we were him, making false claim after false claim about being funny, being the most talented human being ever.
Aaron's going to tell you I don't know how to play this instrument right here. This is not plugged in. I don't even have it amplified. I haven't even took the time to tune it even. But if I was to just do this, I can prove him wrong. Understand me, Jeffrey? Understand that this is a God-given gift that you can't take away from me with your bullshit. Listen, it's not even fucking plugged in. Just look and watch. If it was plugged in with the proper effects, was so desired, I could continue and blow your motherfucking mind, bitch! I am the most supremely talented individual you have ever fucking talked about or ever laid eyes on in your entire fucking life. I'm way more talented than any of the satanic motherfuckers who sold them souls to the devil. I'm way more talented than any of the people you fucking idolized in your sick satanic cult. The only reason I'm not 10 billion times more famous than I am now is because I never sold my soul. Something you did, Jiren, you talentless motherfucking no-good scumbag, shieldbag, piece of shit, cocksucker, motherfucker. You deserve to burn in hell forever. That's where you're going. You're gonna get thrown into the lake of fire. By me. I'm going to personally, in the afterlife, pick you up by your fucking Jew fucking ass and throw you in the lake of fire. And I'm going to laugh sadistically while you burn for eternity, motherfucker. You'll wish you never, ever uttered the name Flat Earth asshole or Jake the asshole or Jacob Gibson. Do you motherfucking understand me?
I clearly.
Does that look familiar? Have we seen that before? Yes, we've seen someone act like that before, haven't we? All right, let's finish it off here. He's worth a million laughs.
I think I'm going to eat dinner right now.
What's this
I'm about
psychopath?
to eat my dinner. No shill will do this. Hey, Alex Stein, I'm going to eat your heart for breakfast, motherfucker. Here is Castle Alex Stein. Here's what I think of you. This is raw meat. Eating raw meat because it's healthy and good for you. Alex Stein wants you to go to fast food restaurants and eat vegan fast food if possible, fake meat, because he's a fucking shill. Jacob Gibson wants you to live and eat fucking raw meat. Jacob Gibson? Raw meat? Feels amazing. I love it. It makes me feel great. I'm not going to be sick by doing this. Not at all. Done it 100 times. 1,000 times. And 1,000 times. Alex Stein, I'm going to fucking eat your heart like I'm eating this. Do you understand that? Alex Stein, David Weiss, Harvey Wine, David Weinstein. Harvey Weinstein, David Weiss, Alex Stein, Harvey Weinstein. David Weiss, Alex Stein, Harvey Weinstein. I'm eating your fucking heart for breakfast. Bitch.
And you know, in this next,
Psychopath, man. Right? Could you? My stomach started turning when he started eating that raw meat, man. Let's see. Now, there's the last one I want to show you is him messing with this guy at 7-Eleven. This guy just asked him to borrow his phone. Let's see where he's at right there.
scouting report, by the way.
So, Jaron, if you were to knock me out with a lucky punch in a street fight, how would that ever make the words out of my mouth be not true? How would I take down my channel, my comedic genius?
Now, Jaron had challenged him, sure, let's go fight. And the loser takes their channel down. Well, here's his excuse. I could get hit with a lucky punch, and why would it take all my truth down? Because you landed a lucky punch.
Because of a fight. Watch this, bitch. Here's something Jaron will never do.
It's psychopath. I mean, that's just great. You love that. Let's get them.
All right. And the reason that
Let's get to his last one here with the homeless guy. There he is eating raw meat again. Where is the homeless guy? There was lots in there, man. This dude is a psychopath.
Over and over again. Can answer any questions as well in full detail if anyone still has it. Okay? So until next time, this is the Flat Earth Asshole, Jake the Asshole, my beautiful dog Rusty. Come on, Rusty. Beautiful dog Rusty. And we'll see you next time, okay? We'll see you next time, alright, guys? Care. And all you evil scumbags. Huh? But you wish you wouldn't have sold your soul to the devil, huh? See you in the afterlife. Cheers.
Where is
I'm a celibate monk. I don't.
Where is the deal with the homeless guy? Where is it? Crap. Where was it? I can't remember where it was. It's in there, but he does this homeless guy, or this guy ask him, use his phone. And he says, he just starts berating the guy. How'd you get here? Why are you here? What happened? You know, how come you don't have a phone? How come you can't afford to, 25 cents for a call, a phone call? And yeah, run, Rusty. And the guy says, well, I'm out of minutes. And I just want to use your phone to make a call. So that person I call can, reload my minutes. And he goes, oh, so you need help. You need help, huh? Well, why can't you do it yourself? What's wrong with you? He just berated the guy, man. And the guy finally goes, I don't need your help. You're an asshole. You're a dick. And he goes, oh, You want something from me and then you insult me? Well, fuck you. You ain't getting nothing. He just starts going off on the guy. And the guy's just sitting there watching him like, what is wrong with this idiot? And he won't leave him alone. He just keeps screwing with him. Okay, I had, did I have another one I wanted? Did I have, I haven't seen this one yet. This is the newest one from the Earth Watchman. He always has some really good stuff. People send him some cool shit. So let's see what he's got going today.
Hey, what's up, guys? Hope everybody's doing well and having a great day. You're looking at a visible image of what's soon to be Hurricane Henry that's been wandering out here in the mid-Atlantic for the last several days. It's starting to get its act together and move north. It's right now forecasted to make a landfall in one of the most densely populated areas of the United States. We're going to come back and take a closer look at that forecast here in just a moment. Also in this video, I've got a brand new picture slideshow, do sky phenomenon photos, and have them all around the world. But first, here at the website, checking out the Schumann resonance, you can see there's been some activity in the last 24 hours. What look like pulses of energy being detected in the Schumann resonance. Right now, origins unknown. Looking at the Earth-facing side of the sun, but the only thing going on is a coronal hole is turning towards the Earth, and this very large filament of magnetism that's got itself lofted up above the surface of the sun that's over 300,000 kilometers long. If this thing erupts anytime soon, it will create more than likely what's known as a hydro flare. It's not anything nefarious, even if it is Earth-directed. They're just kind of photogenic. If you come here to the website, this background image I have right here that says space weather, you see the sun in the background. This thing here extending off of the sun is a hydro flare. So we might see a hydro flare associated with this very large filament of magnetism that right now has been hovering above the surface of the sun for several days. Coming over here to the Space Weather Prediction Center, the GOES X-ray flux, you can see there's been some activity on the backside of the sun with regards to some solar flares. There's been 3 or 4 C-class solar flares, but right now, nothing major.
Did y'all catch that? They are supposedly monitoring the backside of the sun. Yeah, that's what he said. From the backside.
Hopping over to the Yellowstone supervolcano caldera, looking at the seismographs that monitor the mighty supervolcano. There was a 3.0 in West Yellowstone, Montana this morning around 10 a.m. The earthquake was about 5 miles deep. It was in the same location as the 1959 7.2 magnitude earthquake that shook West Yellowstone. This one here was just a 3.0, but nevertheless, that was a 3.0 at a supervolcano. You can see some magma intrusion, the dark blues that we've been seeing here on a regular basis at the caldera. A little bit of earthquake activity, but nothing major going on at the moment. Coming over here to nullschool.net, looking at the Sahara sand situation. You're looking at a forecasted model that goes up to August 25th of 2021. Pretty much the entire state of Florida is going to be engulfed in a thick plume of sand starting on the 22nd. You're looking at the 25th, and that's going to continue on for about a week. And the sand is really showing no signs of letting up as we're still seeing a persistent flow of sand coming off the west coast of Africa.
Now that's something I never imagined that they were tracking, is the Sahara sands blowing across the plain. That's pretty crazy. Do y'all trust that? I don't know whether to trust it.
Probably one of the largest plumes I've seen make its way over to the United States. This one here will be extending from the South Gulf of Mexico.
No one believed it at first. Now everyone
right in the middle.
All the way up the eastern seaboard. Coming over here to moongiant.com, we've got a full moon in 2 days, August 22nd of 2021. Quick look at the water level over at Lake Oroville. We had a historic moment occur here about 10 days ago when they turned off the hydro power plant at the Oroville Dam because of an absence of water. There wasn't enough water in the reservoir to run the hydro plant, and the water continues to get lower. The last time we were here, the water was at 640 feet. It is now down to 633 feet. It's dropped yet another 7 feet in about 10 days. Coming over here to zoom.earth, we're looking at a visible image of a strengthening Hurricane Henry. See these outflows here? Those are overshooting cloud tops. That is a sign of strengthening. This storm started out up here. It went down to the south, then it moved west, and now it's getting ready to head north. And as of 11 a.m., it was showing 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts. This is forecasted to become a Category 1 storm. Don't be surprised if it becomes a Category 2 before it makes landfall. We're looking at one of the landfall models over here at VentureSky.com showing wind gusts of 88, 89 miles per hour. That's one model. Here's yet another one showing wind gusts of 109, 112. So the models vary a little bit with regard to strength. They're all showing a landfall somewhere up here in the New Jersey, New York area sometime on Sunday. There are hurricane warnings right now from the National Hurricane Center issued for Long Island, pretty much the entire Long Island area, extending over into Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, and down into New Jersey. This storm has been trending slowly west, and it continues to trend west. Don't be surprised if it moves closer to New Jersey and even downtown New York in the coming hours, as this storm has been moving that direction for the last couple of days. And once again, here's the hurricane warnings and tropical storm warnings issued for that area in the coming 48 hours. And here's a look at the potential storm surge associated with this soon-to-be hurricane that's headed towards the northeast, 1 to 3 feet along the New Jersey coast, 2 to 4 feet around Long Island, and then 3 to 5 feet up by Rhode Island and Massachusetts. This storm reminds me a lot of Hurricane Sandy that went into the same area back in 2012. The path is almost identical, at least from this starting point here. Hurricane Sandy started down south of Cuba. This storm here, like you saw earlier, started out here in the middle Atlantic, was lingering around for days. But it reminds me a lot of Sandy. I'm not saying it's going to be Sandy. Sandy ended up being, I think, a Category 3 storm. This should not be a Category 3 storm, but it could intensify. You're looking at Hurricane Sandy on the right from back in 2012. This is the path Hurricane Sandy took and was a very strong, it was called a superstorm that made landfall in October of 2012. This is obviously right in the middle of hurricane season, and this will be a hurricane, at least a 1, quite possibly a 2. Right now, this storm is forecasted to be no stronger than a Category 1 hurricane. But don't be surprised if that model doesn't change and if it intensifies a little bit, because some models are suggesting that this could very possibly become a Category 2 storm with winds of well over 100 miles per hour. So big heads up, guys. If you're in this area, be prepared for possible power outages, flash flooding, and, of course, hurricane force winds. Got a brand new picture slideshow, new sky phenomenon photos, sent in from all around the world. Linda W. from the Grand Canyon. What a spectacular photo. Looking towards the west at sunset, you can see a glowing orange sky being influenced by wildfire smoke. I've been to that exact location, and it is truly stunning, one of a kind. Photo here sent in by Polenta out of Northern California. Notice what looked like a big wedge up in the sky. Almost looked like some sort of a triangle craft just parked in the clouds. She also noticed this jumbo halo from Northern California. This would be just east of Sacramento. Scott out of Foyo, Oklahoma. Notice this very low to the ground shelf cloud as more storms were rolling through the Oklahoma area here a few days ago. Brian and Teresa out of Northwest Ohio also noticed some storm clouds that looked like they were touching the tops of the trees. Super low clouds. Rob out of Australia noticed some very colorful clouds in the proximity of the moon. Photo here sent in by Christy L. Not sure of the location, but she noticed what looked like an unusual cloud up in the sky, and it does look strange. Doesn't fit in with anything else in the sky, and it looks black. Almost looks like some sort of a large bird, but I don't think it is. Susan out of Mount Clemens, Michigan. See the big face up in the sky? That's what compelled her to take the photograph. Photo here sent in by Char out of Guppy, Colorado, of a fleet of some sort of lights in the sky. Had 1 in the back, 3 in the middle, and 1 in the front. Here's the 3 in the middle. They all appear to be about the same size and about the same general color. Have no idea what those were, and neither did Char. Just happened to catch a photo of them. This little thing here looked like some sort of a disc in the sky. I don't know if that's a reflection or if that was actually something in the sky. Not sure what that is, but it did kind of remind me of a classic Flying saucer. Photo here sent in by David H. from the Southern Hemisphere down in New Zealand of a very intense double-decker rainbow. Another photo of a very intense double-decker rainbow by Rose Angela out of South Australia. That one was very low to the ground. Photo here of a very unique sundog by Robert out of Maui. Photo here by Scott out of Oklahoma of a fiery orange sunset looking through the wildfire smoke and Sahara sand. Great job, guys. Keep the photos coming. If you have any photos you'd like to share, you can send those to reports at MrMBB333.com. All of the photos end up here at the Sky Phenomena Photo Gallery at the website, and sometimes I'll use them in a video just like you saw right here. Thanks for watching. Have a super day, and be safe out there.
Interesting stuff. He always has pretty good stuff. All those websites he goes to with the with the wind and stuff. Yeah, the on that fractal. Oh no, I don't do autoflower. Yeah, when I was doing the grow there in Oklahoma, a guy next door had a crop of autoflower. That was crappy stuff. I think the best they got out of any of their autoflower was about 12%, and our top one was blueberry muffin. That was 33%. Yeah, it was up there. 'Cause yeah, autoflower, I can do that. I love growingmarijuana.com. Oh, I got my okay to join the Texas cannabis group. Sent in my stuff from my doctors and put in my application, and I've got I got a virtual doctor's appointment on the 30th. Well, I'm guessing they sit and go, well, what's your deal? No, I tell them back pain, that's what I want. And we'll see what they offer. Now, this is through the state affiliated compassionate use program. They call it the CUP. And if you're in the compassionate use program, you get access to a little better than just straight CBD like you get at the vape stores. It'll be interesting to see. The first that's the bad thing about these things, man. I want to get in that industry because it's all cash. Insurance doesn't cover any of it. And like that virtual appointment, as they make very clear, that is going to cost $220. $220 for just the first visit. I said the other day, my neurologist gave me some supplements to start taking. Take some in the morning, take some in the afternoon. I've been doing it for a few days. Is it vitamin C, vitamin E, B6, zinc, silithium, and something else. I forget. One's a liquid. But yeah, I need to get my stuff. Bring the stuff in with you, Alan, from the garage. When you come in with the that tall box that's got the PVC tubings and stuff in it, and we'll bring that in and set up a 20 rack germination setup. Get the pump, set it all up, get ready to get some seeds. Who's got seeds? I think if I holler at my buddy James, he'll mail me some. I don't know what he's got. I don't trust those. But speaking of seeds, when we were doing our grow, we had hired a couple of girls that were helping trim and harvest and all that. And one of them, she was a real clean freak. So she's cleaning up. And she cleans up real good. And one of the guy's nephews comes in and he's looking around and he's like, hey, you cleaned up. And she's like, yeah. He's like, I had some seeds in here. And she's like, seeds? And he goes, yeah, some seeds we had ordered from overseas. And worth $1,000. And she's like, didn't see any seeds, man. I don't know what you're talking about. So he starts going through the trash, and there were 2 packages about that big, little ½ inch by ½ inch. And they each had like 5 seeds in them. And he went through the trash can and found them. They were in there. And I was like, who buys $1,000 worth of seeds and then throws them down on a table amongst all kinds of stuff? There was all kinds of stuff on the table. But I need to get some seeds. I need to start germinating. Yeah, the stuff we got the other day, 7 different kinds. The first one I started with, I looked the most homegrown, I'd call it. And it wasn't too bad. Not great. I'll move on to the next kind, see what it's got. Oh, wow. Wow. One of the crazy things about here, like in Oklahoma, like the rules for the grow are the seeds, the clones, everything had to come from Oklahoma. You weren't supposed to import like from California, Colorado, Amsterdam, nowhere. You're not supposed to import. And I don't know what their controls are on that, how they could tell if they weren't Oklahoma grown stuff. So as far as that kind of stuff, man, dude, I wish there was a system in place where I could, right there in the garage, grow, go on email. Fractal sent me an email. Hey, dude, I need an OZ. Go out there, bag it up, weigh it up, package it, ship it to him. And just ship it to him. That'd be nice. That would be nice. Maybe someday. I'm going to try and find a couple of. Who was it, Alan? Was it Scotty? Was it Scotty that said he had some original skunkweed seeds? I think that was Scotty. He said, yeah, man, I got some original skunkweed. Oh, speaking of weed, one of the coolest stories I ever saw. I had no idea. Jim Belushi was on Adam Carolla's show, and Jim Belushi owns 200 plus dispensaries in Oregon or Washington, one of those two. And his weed, this was so cool, man. His weed he grows back in the Saturday Night Live days, and still up until, I think he said maybe 5 years ago, there was a guy that was always there. That was their dude, and he'd get him anything, and he did throughout the 70s, 80s, 90s. You know, this guy was the go-to, and Jim Belushi says this guy was so dedicated. He was so dedicated to understanding and being able to grow and produce good cannabis that he went to Afghanistan and lived for like 2 years with this tribe that grew this special strain of Afghani weed. And after a couple of years of being there with them and working with them and growing and just being part of their group, they finally trusted him and gave him some seeds. And he got the seeds and he came back home. And he's been growing that Afghan for, I think, 30 years, 40 years. That is just the best stuff. It was. Oh, you saw a bag of seeds. You don't know if it really was. It's one of those. But this dude, and they still sell they grow and sell this special Afghani strain. I thought that was cool as hell. That guy, he did the work. He did the legwork. He went and lived amongst them. But we got to get something done. I'll be interested to see what they offer through this program. Oh yeah, I love me some Acapulco Gold, man. Acapulco is great. That's good stuff. Yeah, that Afghani Kush. That's what that guy brought back. Have you seen that? Have you seen that deal with Jim Belushi? Anybody? He's passionate about it too, man. And he's right down the middle on it. It's a medicine. It's a medicine, and more people should have access to it. And it's just crazy how they're treating it like it's heroin or fentanyl or something. Oh geez. And speaking of drugs and use, Adam Carolla's got a pretty good show. Oh cool. I bought some 2-3 years ago from overseas, and they were only like $40 for 10 of them, and I lost them. I don't know what happened to them. I lost them. Yeah, they got old Maui Wowie for sure, but I'd lost them. But we, what was I fixing to say? I don't remember what I was going to say. We, right. Speaking of drug use, on the Adam Carolla show, he had Dave Navarro and another guy on, and those guys telling their stories over the years. Hey Lee, but over the years they're telling their stories of their drug use, and Dave Navarro says his deal was, before he'd go on stage, he said he'd have 4 or 5 syringes ready, sitting there. And before he started, he had a little trick where he'd wear loose long sleeves, and he'd start and do about half a syringe and just leave it dangling in his arm. And he says one time he does that and he hits it, and somebody comes up and goes, "Hey man, come with me. I need your help." And they go into a room, and it's an intervention, and he's sitting there, and everybody's doing their intervention. "Hey, we're here because we love you." And he says, "I'm sitting there finishing the rest of that syringe under my sleeve, and I'm just out of it. I'm done." And yeah, when he was with Jane's Addiction, and it's some of the shit, man. That one dude was like, "Man, I was homeless, living on the streets. I was a junkie for 15 years, man." And he says, "And one day I got some clarity, and I kicked it." And he's in famous bands, great guitar player. And they're asking him, "Well, for 15 years, you're a junkie on the streets?" And they're like, "When did you ever play? Did you ever play?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I was in and out of bands, man." He says, "There's plenty of times where I was so wasted, I'm just standing on stage and I just nod off. I'm not even playing. The band's playing. I'm not even playing. And I come out of it and I just start." He says, "There's one famous video of this guy where at a concert, he plays the wrong song all the way through. The rest of the band is playing a whole different song. And when he's done, he says, 'Man, I think I just ripped it.' He says, 'I think I just killed it. I have no idea I was playing the wrong song.' He says, 'Until they tell me and show me,' he says, 'I have no idea.'" So these guys, and they made a good point. If you look at people like George Harrison and, those kind of people, those lifelong alcoholic junkies, it's weird that once they kick it, they seem to be in like a pickled state where it's unbelievable that they're still alive. But for some reason, these people, their DNA, their protozoic plasma, something is just, I don't know, it's different than other people's. But we, like that guy, Jake. There's so many people out there. And this guy, I think a couple of times I caught that he had 400 subscribers or so. And Jaron, throughout the whole deal, is bringing up comments from other people on that guy's videos. And they're going, yeah, why don't you just prove it? You know, Jaron, why don't you just prove it? And that'll shut him up. And Jaron's like, man, the last thing you do is feed into these psychopaths, you know, because it doesn't matter the answer you give. They're going to be like, oh, well, that's because, you know, there's always, they're narcissistic psychopaths. But that dude was, man, I'd never heard of him or seen him before. Well, what a psychopath, man. Just crazy. We, people like him who watched that deal. Who was it? Who put out the new video about the shaman sickness and how these people take in, you know, these spirits and the ego dies and all that. I don't know what to think about that. Girl Scout cookie and original Kush. The only stuff I've had that was close to being as good as Super Skunk AK-47. Well, the best medicine I ever had for myself and my and my situation was that blueberry muffin we grew. It was a sativa. It was majority sativa. I think it was almost like that, but opposite 70-30 sativa. The CBD was high in it. The THC was high in it. And first time me and Joe had some, about 5 minutes, we were both like, dude, that's good medicine. That's good medicine. And we went in the building and we started working. We started working on the plants. We started getting the daily stuff done. We both agreed, this is good medicine. Oh, dude, send me a seed, man. Send me a seed. I'll give you $100. Whatever it takes. Oh, Joe the grower taught me how to identify male and female seeds. That's not easy. You need a loop, but Alan bought some loops, and he taught me how to identify. And therefore, oh, goodness. Oh, sorry about that. Man, that blueberry muffin that we grew, dude, it's the real deal. It's a real deal. And like the next day, after smoking that most of the day, woke up the next morning and brushed my teeth, had my coffee, and I burped, and it tasted like blueberry muffins. It did, I swear to God. And Joe said the same thing. Man, it tastes like blueberry muffins when I burp. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? That's pretty cool. I live in a good place here. It's pretty secluded back in a semi-gated community, spread far apart, pretty good distance from my neighbors. So I won't have any worries growing some, but I do want to get me some seeds and get my germinator set up. I may start with some indoor veggies, start some tomatoes this week or something. Well, the thing they're fractal on them is it's on the base. And if you think about just like when you see the plant starting to flower, the difference, the way it looks in a male and a female. And the way he described it is a male one is going to have a little peak on the base of it. And it should have a lighter center and then a little darker out as it goes, from what he told me. And if it's got it's flat or it's got a little indentation on the end of it, coloration's about the same. It's going to be more of a consistent brownish on the seed going down. And that's what he explained to me was the difference in male female, literally having a peak or a convex or concave, I mean, and on the ends. Yeah, you can look those up. And if you've got a loop, it's a lot easier. But he and I went through a bunch and we identified them. And there's a difference. You can tell once you understand what you're looking at. Yeah, it's you can figure out how to do it. It's not that hard. I didn't, probably like with you and for me, it didn't take me long to be able to walk up and spot a plant, whether it was a Hermie or a male or female. I walk up and tell pretty quick. We had a few Hermies come out in our batches, and that's what was crazy is those things overnight. You come back in the next morning, you checked them that afternoon, then the day before, and you walk through and, oh, wait, there's a Hermie. Hang on, there's a male. What's going on? I just wait and see. That's no good, Lee. There's a definite, easy way to differentiate males from females. It's very simple. You look at when it starts to flower. If it's got a little probe, little penis sticking out, it's a male. And if it just has the flower, you don't see nothing, no penis coming out, that's female. You let them go. If you see a little penis on one of the flowers, pull that sucker out, separate them. You can take it and separate them and grow it and keep growing it and get weed off of it. It's just going to have seeds. But sequester it and you'll have groups without seeds and you'll have that with seeds. You know what I'm saying? You can do it. If you can learn to differentiate that, you'll sure change your outcomes. You will change your outcomes. It's not that hard. You can do it. Well, we're almost on an hour, guys. That's usually about my deal. Has anybody got any dangerous? Yeah, the males have balls too, for sure. Yeah, I always just, if anything's protruding, I'm pretty sure that's a male. But yeah, you can see when they start coming out, there's little balls everywhere, and then you'll see a little stub. But if it's female, no balls, no stub. Too dangerous, he says. Dangerous. Yeah, unless you're just making seeds. I'd study up on that, Lee, and start separating. If in doubt, go ahead and separate it and watch it. That's what I would do until you got to where you were sure each time. We had 8,000 plants, so we went through every day and searched for Hermes and for males, especially when they were early, starting to flower. It was a daily regimen, but we grew some good stuff, man. We grew some good stuff. But I guess that's all I got for the day. Anybody else? Anybody? I hadn't seen Ella. Has anybody seen or heard from Ella? She hadn't put out any videos that I know of. What's it been, a week? Where's her channel? I'm worried about her. Yeah. Yeah, she hadn't put anything out for over a week, it looks like. Where are you, Ella? Where are you? Show yourself. There's people wondering. Right. Right. If they get pollinated, they go to a whole different thing. Now, if you want to keep your males, keep them to extract just for CBD and maybe what THC you can get out of them. Yeah, nobody's seen anything from Ella. Hey, hush. Baxter. Alan must be coming in. Yeah, I'll worry about her. Ella, if you're on there, like I said last time, if you watch this, send me an email. Something. Hey, stop, guys. Fred. Good Lord. What's wrong with y'all? But yeah, Ella, if you're on there, email something. We're worried about you. Hope all is well. All right, buddy. Thanks for watching. We're at around 1 hour, 1 minute. So all is well, everybody. Good discernment, good vibrations. Love y'all.